Harriet turned 59 in silence. No party, no dinner. She didn't feel like celebrating. The mirror hadn't been kind lately. Her skin looked dull, her joints ached in the morning, and her energy ran out by mid-afternoon. She used to be sharp, quick-witted, full of momentum. Now, she felt like a version of herself was fading, day by day. It wasn't depression, exactly, just a kind of slow surrender. Everyone around her seemed to accept it. Getting old, they'd say with a shrug. But Harriet couldn't. Not yet. She had too much she still wanted to do. One evening, while folding laundry, she left the TV on in the background. A guest doctor on a health segment was talking about aging and nutrition. Harriet barely listened until she heard the words. There are 4 foods we've found that seem to dramatically slow down aging after 58. No one's exactly sure why, but the results are real. She dropped the towel. The doctor didn't mention expensive supplements or impossible diets. Just 4 foods. Simple, powerful, and oddly underused. Harriet wrote them down. Skeptical, but curious. What did she have to lose? 1. Blueberries. Tiny and common, Harriet almost laughed at the first one. But the doctor explained they were packed with anthocyanins, natural compounds that protected cells from oxidative damage. They helped preserve memory, reduce inflammation, and even improved motor coordination in older adults. Harriet picked up a carton the next day and began eating a handful every morning. She liked the burst of flavor, the simple act of starting her day with something nourishing. Within a week, she noticed something small but strange. She wasn't forgetting names and dates like before. Her mind felt clearer, less foggy. It was subtle, but it was there. 2. Extra virgin olive oil. The second food wasn't new to Harriet, but she'd never given it much attention. The doctor emphasized it had to be real, cold-pressed, extra virgin, nothing refined. This oil, he said, was filled with monounsaturated fats and polyphenols that could protect the heart, reduce inflammation, and even help with skin elasticity. Harriet bought a bottle from a local market known for importing fresh oils. She drizzled it over salads, sautéed vegetables in it, and even took a spoonful straight in the morning on an empty stomach. 2 weeks in, she noticed the creaky pain in her knuckles wasn't so bad. Her skin, always dry and patchy, started to look smoother, almost brighter. When she looked in the mirror, she didn't wince. That was new. 3. Walnuts. Harriet hadn't eaten walnuts in years. She preferred almonds or cashews, but the doctor singled them out for a reason. Walnuts had a unique mix of omega-3 fatty acids and antioxidants that, when consumed regularly, helped reduce brain aging and support longevity. She bought a bag, unsure if she'd even enjoy the taste. To her surprise, she loved the mild bitterness. She sprinkled them on oatmeal, blended them into smoothies, and kept a small container in her purse. They satisfied her hunger between meals and gave her energy that didn't crash 2 hours later. But more than that, they seemed to lift her mood. She stopped snapping at small things. Her patience came back, and her afternoon slump, gone. 4. Avocados. This was the final food on the list, and the one that confused Harriet most. She'd avoided avocados for years, thinking they were too fatty. But the doctor explained that the fat in avocados was precisely what made them powerful. Full of healthy monounsaturated fats, fiber, and potassium, avocados supported brain health, reduced cholesterol, and, shockingly, might even protect DNA from age-related damage. Harriet started adding half an avocado to her lunch daily. At first, she just sliced it with tomatoes and salt. Later, she mashed it with lemon and garlic and spread it on sprouted bread. Within a month, she couldn't deny the shift. Her skin glowed, not the fake glow from creams, but a real inner radiance. Her digestion improved. She was sleeping better. She started waking before her alarm, feeling rested, not groggy. But what stunned her most wasn't the physical transformation. It was her mood. She felt hope again. One afternoon, Harriet took a walk to the lake near her house. She hadn't walked that far in months. Her knees used to protest after 10 minutes. But now, she made it all the way to the edge, sat on a bench, and watched the sun ripple across the water. There were still wrinkles on her hands. Her hair was still streaked with gray, but something inside her had changed. She felt alive, vibrant, present. Her sister Ellen noticed the difference during a weekend visit. "What have you been doing?" she asked, narrowing her eyes. "You look younger." Harriet laughed. "Would you believe me if I said blueberries and walnuts?" Ellen didn't, at first, but then Harriet showed her the research. She pulled up the interview. She shared the story, how small changes, built consistently, had turned things around. You should try it, Harriet said, handing her a bowl of olive oil dressed greens, topped with avocado slices and walnuts. Ellen took a bite, and they both laughed. Over the next few months, Harriet kept going. She didn't add 20 new superfoods. She didn't chase trends. She simply made those four foods part of her daily rhythm. She called them her foundations. And the results kept coming. Her doctor was shocked at her improved blood work. Her energy was up. Her cholesterol was down. Even her hair, once dry and thinning, seemed fuller. No miracle drug, no surgery, no expensive creams, just real food. And maybe Harriet thought that's why doctors couldn't explain it. Because healing wasn't always loud. Sometimes it was quiet, daily, cumulative. She didn't fear aging anymore, because now she wasn't just growing older, she was growing stronger.